Hey, enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language episode 606.
The sexiest,
Ah,
sexiest
still there.
podcast on network. Man, I can't wait for episode 666. We got to do some
I know.
devil shit.
Right. Well, also, that will literally be the 60th.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Yeah. Because 666, sign of the beast.
I kind of feel like we need t-shirts for that episode.
Like Iron Maiden t shirts.
Whatever. Anywho. Hi, Brian.
It's weird. I was in Meyer the other day with my brother. For those who don't have Meyer around them, they're one of the basically, if you have a like super Walmart, it's the same idea.
I'll have the soup.
Ah, nice. And my brother was looking at the t-shirts there, and it's weird. They have a bunch of like band shirts there now.
Yeah, that's where I got my Wu-Tang shirt, was from Walmart.
Oh, okay. Because it's just funny how, for a long time, if they had bands, it would be, like the Stones, Metallica, something like that.
Yeah.
And now it's like all the way down to, not down, but like they've got like shit, now I can't think. There's like Zeppelin and the Stones and Slayer, Iron Maiden, Megadeth, and I was like, wow, these are not bands that I would have expected to ever see in a store like this.
Actually, in correction, I got my Wu-Tang shirt from Target.
Oh, okay.
Because I was walking by and I just happened to look over and I was like, Wu-Tang ain't nothing to fuck with. I need that.
Nope. Yep.
No, it is true. And they have like MTV shirts and like Rugrats, and they're aiming at our generation, and
for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of it is from our youth, but it's just really like my brother's looking at shirts to get. There's one with like it's like a full size Winnie the Pooh type graphic, and I was like, that's the one you should get right there.
I agree. You would look adorable in that.
Yeah. I was like, the ladies will love that. Like, come rub by honey pie.
I know, exactly. Oh, Balda.
Yeah. Well, it is weird how it's I guess, as youths, if we had walked into Target and seen our favorite band t-shirts, we probably would have been like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like, like, come on, you didn't buy that from the concert, or I don't even remember where we bought concert shirts otherwise. The Shed
and like Spencer's.
Yeah, because I'm talking before Hot Topic for anyone who is curious.
I think Media Play. I think they had apparel.
Yes. Yeah, they did. You're right. Yeah. They had a lot of shirts. I actually bought quite a few shirts there. So, yeah. It was just funny how, though, it's like if you walked into a Walmart or Kmart or something and you saw a band shirt, you're like, it could be the same shirt you saw at Media Play or Spencer's, but it was just like, I'm not buying that
like,
here.
The fuck?
It's got the Kmart stink on it.
I mean, the Kmart stink was real, but I loved it. I love the Kmart stink, Brian.
Yeah, I know. But, yeah, I just think it's funny, though, how, but you're right, though, because, like, I'm walking in and I'm looking at the shirts going, oh, man, this is a pretty cool shirt.
I know. I do the same thing. Like, I'll see it out of the corner of my eye. And I'll be like, I'll fucking waddle over there, and check it out.
Right. Yeah.
And like one time they had a Purple Rain shirts. If they would have had an XL, I would have bought that mother.
Yeah, that's usually the problem for like me. They never have my size, but for my brother, he wears in between a medium and a large, basically.
Right.
So that can be kind of a tough gimmick to find, but yeah, because when I walked up and I saw like the Megadeth one, I'm like, yo, this is the cover of Peace Sells.
Oh,
I was like,
that's a solid cover.
Yeah, right. I was like, this is pretty dope. And it was funny. He's walking up and he's picking up like the Def Leppard shirt, and I'm like, put that garbage down.
Let me guess. The one with the skyscraper and the crosshairs or whatever it is. Pyromania. That's what it is.
Maybe I didn't really look at it.
You probably blocked it out. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
The only Def Leppard shirt I would ever buy is if they had a shirt that was missing one sleeve.
Oh, come on now. That's terrible. Especially, I mean, that dude just got it. I mean, did you see what happened to him recently?
What, he lose his other arm?
No, he got the fuck beat out of him.
Well, he has one arm. What do you expect? Don't get into the squared circle of one arm.
They pointed that out in one of the Bloodhound Gang songs.
No, seriously, someone beat his ass?
Yeah, he did.
Why?
Yeah.
He's got to be 83 with one arm.
Hold on, I'm trying to find the story real quick. Yeah, he was attacked while taking a smoke break outside the Four Seasons Hotel in Fort Lauderdale.
Well, of course, Florida. Weird.
Yeah.
Imagine that, Brian.
Yeah. Let me see if there's a...
Oh, my God.
Yeah, they said they arrested a 19-year-old man, but they don't have a motive for the attack. By the way, he's only 59. He's not that much older than us.
He looks like trash.
Well, I mean,
there's this one picture of him. His young picture, he looks like Rob Lowe almost.
Yeah.
Like a handsome young man. And then the opposite picture next to it, it's a Fox News article if you got the same thing pulled up, Brian.
Oh, I'm on the AP News.
Oh, well, he kind of looks like Dollar Store Lars.
Oh, yeah, kind of.
Like if, G.I. Joe put out like a Metallica box set, and then the Core put out one as well. He's for sure the Core.
What Tony's talking about, we'll use what the internet uses, and he basically would be a Wish version.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
He was a handsome young man, though. Did he always have his arm missing, I wonder?
No, he lost it. I don't remember when he... I mean, it was a car accident or whatever, I believe.
Oh,
and
behind the couch.
Yeah. Then he... It's funny because, like, when you type in Def Leppard drummer, that's, like, the #1 search is how do you lose his arm?
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Yes, I'm surprised people still give a shit.
You are correct, actually. I mean, they must still be doing stuff.
Yeah, they still tour, I believe. Like, but the last I knew of, like, the last album I remember them putting out was a country album. I don't remember
what
they put it. Yeah, no joke. They played on a country music award show because I remember seeing commercials for it, and I was like, "Why is Def Leppard playing?" And I was like, "Of course, that's what that's what a bunch of people are doing because the money's in country music."
I mean, I guess it's pretty
there
gross.
It's the biggest probably genre now.
I'm trying to...
Because it's not really country, it's pop music now.
Yeah, exactly right.
It's mostly pop, and it's probably easy to write a hit, even though everyone for years and years would be like, "Oh, you just have to write a song about your truck, your dog, and your ex-wife or whatever."
Oh, there you go, country music crossroads.
But now all you have to do is write a song about, drinking basically, and not in the old way of drinking where it was like, sitting on the front porch sipping whiskey. It's about, tequila shooters at the club or whatever.
Yeah, so exactly. While you're fucking line dancing and fingering your cousin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that is how you get down at these shows, I guess.
That is how you get down.
I wouldn't know.
I mean, I have the boots.
Yeah. Yeah. You're on your way, Tony.
Yep, exactly. I'll just have to infiltrate.
You're like in a game like Diablo or something where, you just find set pieces.
Yeah.
You've just found the cowboy. You haven't found the rest of the set.
Like, hell yeah. Now I just need to find a glove of fingering. I'm in.
Yep. Well, I at least appreciate that you wear a glove.
Well, it's fingerless. That's a big thing.
Oh, okay. All right. That's how you know it's for fingering.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
Either that or done some really awful fingering and something, the glove was eaten. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yikes. Reminds me of that Family Guy episode where Lois and Peter being all romantic, and Lois is like, "Peter," she's like, "I'm not wearing any underwear," and he's like, he laughs and he's like, "We'll replace that chair."
Classic.
Yeah.
Family Guy.
I don't want to stare at this guy anymore.
Yeah, I know. I turned it off a long time ago. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Man.
And so how you been?
I've been all right. Been busy this week. Work's been insane, which is good, I guess, considering it's been super slow upcoming.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, as of, like yesterday, bro, I don't think we finished eating dinner till like 8 something.
Oh, wow.
The whole day was a wash. Hence us recording today.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. Yeah, it was the classic, like, oh, it's after, oh, I got to go to the grocery store, and that turned into a thing, and then,
Yeah.
you know how it goes. Shit snowballs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to do that sometime in the next couple days. So.
And then, tonight we figured out Skype eats a dick on the regular.
Yep.
They updated their app, and I have a cute little mini Mac over here, and suddenly I couldn't record Brian for our lovely YouTube viewers.
Yeah.
And
well, that would have been something weird.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we haven't gone live. I was kind of like bummed because I like going live.
Well, it wasn't that long. Remember, you got us kicked off of YouTube.
That's true. I did. That was fun. That was fun. You right.
We had to sit in the corner for a week.
Yeah, it's true. We had to suck our thumb. Can't even talk.
That was dangerous, man.
I know, right? But I mean, I guess we'll just get the bummer stuff out of the way. We had to put one of our cats down over the weekend.
Yeah.
Poor Ember, the fluffy princess.
Yeah,
she was a legendary cat for sure.
Indeed. Yeah. Good cat. Yep.
It's like she was dealing with some GI stuff, and then we changed up her diet, and it kind of went away. But it's like the past couple days before we had to take her to the vet. Like we know, it's like, oh, she's not eating, but it's like, well, we changed up the food too, so maybe she just doesn't like it because she's very picky.
Right. Yeah. And cats are kind of known for that anyway.
Yeah.
That if you change their routine, sometimes they're just like meh about it.
But then her whole routine changed. Like she wasn't hanging out like she normally does, and she was kind of hiding.
Which is,
and I'm like, oh god, that's not a good sign. And the next day, I'm glad I was off work Friday. Because the next day we took her to the vet just to have her checked out, and it was like, yeah, she's got lymphoma, and it's at their blood counts and everything we're reading at this point, she maybe has a week.
Oh man,
it's like weird, and we're like they asked the question like, well, do you think she's suffering? They're like, yeah, she's probably. And it's like, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Not what you want, but I mean, I'm not gonna the way she was acting, because I've seen this before in animals, before they're gonna die. I was like, oh god, I hope tomorrow when we wake up, I don't have to go find her.
Yes. Yeah, because for anyone, like, cats are notorious for when they're sick / dying, they go away.
Yeah.
And it's to kind of protect themselves from predators, and whatever. And also, or maybe it's to not draw predators to like the pack or whatever. But either way, they're known for kind of going and hiding. And that was, as my last cat, as she got older, that's why I was like not hip on giving her a lot of hiding spots that weren't easily accessible.
Right.
Like I didn't want her going under beds and that kind of stuff. It's like I, kind of created some areas for her to go hide a little bit, but I was like, I don't want you to go somewhere deep to where, like you were saying, to where maybe we got to kind of, dig you out. So.
So that was a miserable Friday, and I mean, that was Michelle's love of her life, cat.
Oh yeah, seriously, and I know when I saw her post on Instagram, I was like, oh man, I just
she was severely busted. Still is.
Oh sure, yeah.
I mean, it's never easy.
Nope.
It's the first time she's ever had to like make that decision too.
Yeah, that's heartbreaking too.
It sucks.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was that kicked off my 3-day weekend.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Definitely how you want it to go.
Oh god, brutal. Yeah, it sucked.
Oh man, I got a 3-day weekend. You know what would be great?
Yeah, it would be amazing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, it was better for Ember in the long
yeah. Well, both long run term either way.
Yeah. You don't want your animal to suffer.
No.
So
that's all I can hope for is if I'm in that scenario, someone will just put me down.
I'm there for you.
Yeah.
I'll rent a sweet car, and then I'll just dive out the last second. We'll film in the week.
Yeah. Take me for a drive in the country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, hey Brian, we're going for a picnic.
Ooh. Wait a minute. There's no picnic basket.
This doesn't even make sense.
And you sucker as you dive out the car.
My luck, I'd get myself impaled on a tree branch and you'd be fine.
Right. Yeah, I was just gonna say, and I'd walk away from it. I'd hit my head, destroy the car, but I'd be fine.
Yeah, everything will work out.
Yeah. Well, that's for him.
We did in a attempt to distract ourselves the next day, or it was the next day. We went to a reptile show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that weird Knights of Columbus Hall that's not too far from my house.
Yeah.
Like every so often they do a reptile show. Michelle's like, "Hey, do you want to?" I'm like, "Yeah, we'll check it out." Mm-hmm. You might find it shocking. Reptile people look exactly to what you're picturing in your head.
Nice.
Just so you know. And
right.
it was
real quick. Was there a lot of vendors there?
I mean, I was Barry say it wasn't as big as I was hoping it would be.
Oh, okay.
But there was more than I would have thought.
Okay.
And it was.
I just don't. It's one of those things where it's like everybody knows somebody who's into reptiles, right?
Yeah.
But you don't necessarily know a lot of people into reptiles. So I was kind of wondering how that.
Well, that's like I would love to talk to one of these guys.
Yeah.
Because some of these dudes had tables and it was just full of which is weird, like takeout containers with like snakes in them, or lizards or whatever.
All right.
Yeah,
boy, that'd be terrifying. The next day you get up and you're like, man, I'm hungry.
Yeah, like, where's that chow mein?
Oh God, it's biting me again.
But they just table and it was just full of snakes, and I'm just like I'm looking at them. They're all just tucked in these little plastic containers. I'm just like, how do you even get into this business? That you've got like hundreds of snakes on standby.
Yeah.
And you're just tucking them in little plastic containers and setting up shop somewhere on the weekend. It just seemed weird. Like I'm no like PETA guy, but it seemed a little like off base.
Right.
I mean, I know it's just a stupid snake or a lizard or whatever. Yeah. But you could see like there was like some frogs and some turtles. Like one turtle was like hiding underneath a piece of paper in his little takeout container. I'm like, this dude doesn't want it. There's too much going on in this room probably. Yeah, and he's like, fuck I gotta get away,
Yeah. Right? Yeah.
It just seemed weird.
Yeah. That does seem weird.
But I mean, some of those snakes were like $1,500.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's so wild. Yeah, I just can't see it. I mean, although in fairness, whenever I hear somebody who's bought like a purebred dog, I'm always like, Jesus, when you hear the prices on some of them,
I've only had one purebred dog and she was free.
Yeah. It was, most of the time, because I'm very much the, adopt, don't shop kind of guy, but I understand some people wanting certain, things, but I always just think of all the animals in the shelters that are, just wanting someone to come save them. I will remember you. Yeah. I mean,
you too could save a life.
Well, especially when you hear somebody like, yeah, this dog was like $1,500 or $2,000. You're like, what?
Yeah, I'll never understand
also,
that.
And a lot of purebred dogs tend to have more health issues.
Oh, they're all busted.
They're inbred.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. It makes me wonder what the snakes are. They like that too?
Well,
what kind of vet bills you have with snakes. That's something I wouldn't even know.
I have no idea.
I don't care for snakes much, so
like I don't mind them, but as we're walking through the reptile show, and we're leaving, I'm just like I could never have a snake. And she was like, oh well, why not? I mean, she's like, I always kind of when I was younger thought about getting one. I'm like, it's just not a pet to me.
Yeah,
like I walk in, the dogs are like get up and they come over to me and I can pet them, and like Hermie runs away in terror.
Right. And, I mean, you never know. Maybe Slithers will come right up to you.
Well, I did say if I ever get a steak dome, it's going to be named Serpentor. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, yeah. Right.
But of course.
But it's like, maybe it'll bring you your slippers. You don't know,
But it's just like, it just doesn't seem
right.
Like, I don't understand. Like, I want to have a pet because it's like a companion. I don't want to have a danger noodle in a tank that I throw mice to it every once in a while.
Yeah, that's the other part that's weird to me about it. Whereas, like, you give cats and dogs kibble, canned food, whatever, or if you wanted to go full on, you could make food for them, or. But with like snakes, you gotta like buy dead mice. Well, they don't have to be dead, I guess, but you have to buy mice and give them to them. It's like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, there's a dude there that had like mice, rats, he had like little bugs and shit.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. Like, no thanks, man. This is where I draw the line. Like, I'm good.
Yeah, like I dare say the mice and the rats seem more like pets to me than a snake.
Right. Yeah.
And we've got like an acquaintance of ours that have pet rats, and I think it's fucking weird.
I know.
But whatever. You do you,
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. That's same with the snakes and stuff. It's like, it's just not for me. I mean, if somebody else wants to, have at it, man. I've seen people where they'll sit, like literally they're sitting on their couch reading a book and the snake's just moving around them or curls up on them or what.
Around his neck.
Start wrapping around and kills them. Yeah. But I just am like, nah, I'm good. I remember when I was a kid and, whenever we go to the zoo and they're always like, oh, you can pet a snake kind of a thing. And I'm just like, yeah, this just doesn't give me the vibe of petting a dog or.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I've held snakes and but it's just like Jeannie was like terrified of them. Like she would have probably died if she walked into that Knights of Columbus Hall.
Right. Why's it got to be snakes?
Exactly. But it's just, it's not like same with fish. Like I could never I don't want to fish. Fish are cool. I like fish.
Yeah,
but
cool to look at. Like there's beautiful fish.
I don't want a fish tank.
Nah.
Good.
No. I mean, it's I don't want to have to throw rats to the fish.
It's true,
either,
right?
I mean, I just assuming I'm only going to have like piranha.
Well, that is the move.
We're going to have to feed like packs of lunch meat or whatever. Staple bologna to my face.
Apparently, Cheeto's over at his buddy Derek's house and they're having beers. Hi, Cheeto.
Oh. Yeah, enjoy your makeout.
I don't have beers up here.
Give Derek a kiss for us.
Deep and hard.
Deep. Yeah, the same way we would have kissed him.
Yeah, I guess the reptile show was cool. Oh, he says smoochies.
Yeah.
Nice. Because I like looking at animals, but I would never go in there and spend money. and there was this one dude, like as soon as we walked in, I immediately caught my eye because he had a big giant beard and he had this huge handlebar mustache. I'm like,
that wasn't a mustache.
Well,
that was actually
hold on.
Okay.
And I was just oh, what is this guy doing? As we went around the hall, Channel 13 was there, not a reporter, but just one of their cronies that records like B-roll,
Yeah.
And
yeah, because they record it and then they put like music.
Yeah, and then
music
like the
bed
anchor's
down
like snacks.
Yeah. I kind of want you to do this video now. And that's it. That's the only commentary.
Snacks.
Snacks.
But
oh man. I'm you know what it is too. For anyone not local, this won't make sense, but I'm picturing like Lee Conklin doing it, and it's even funnier to me.
But so we get around to his booth where he's like macking on this chick, or trying to. And I look at his sign, and his sign is a snake, but it's shaped like his handlebar mustache with his like business name in it. And I'm like, I see what he's doing. That explains the big dumb mustache.
Yep.
I mean, if you got a gimmick, I get it.
Yeah. Right. He's the mustache guy at the reptile show.
I'm sure that's anytime he shows up, like, oh, the dude with the handlebars here. I don't know. It's fucking weird, man. Fucking weird. Very good.
There. Cheetah said the girls are there too, and they want some love. I told them to give them firm handshakes from us.
No deep kisses.
No. Well, his wife can't handle it right now. She's, she just recently had surgery. So
shout out to her.
I don't want to. Yeah.
There is something we do need to talk about.
Yeah, there is.
Well, one, we never got a chance to play together, but Diablo.
Oh yeah, right, dude. So during the closed beta, I bought the game or pre-ordered it Friday. right? Didn't get a chance to. Oh well, I downloaded it Friday because that took a minute, and so I didn't get to play till Saturday. I didn't play very long that Saturday, and then Sunday I had something else going, and the same freaking thing basically happened this weekend. To where I was busy Friday. I got to play a little bit I played Friday during the day actually, because I saw Garrett post that he was in, and I was like, ooh, I can actually play now. I thought it was going to be so I played for a few hours, and then and then I didn't get another chance to play the whole weekend.
Oh man!
So I barely put any time into the thing, which makes me sad. I mean, I'll play the shit out of it when it comes out.
Yeah, I got up to like level 7 or 8 as a necromancer.
Okay, I got up to level 11.
Yeah, so, I didn't get a chance to play that much, but I did enjoy it.
Yeah, I wanted to get to 20 because you get like bonus silly stuff if you got to level 20, and but one thing I noticed in this one was you level slower than in previous Diablos. Like in Diablo 3, for the amount of time I put in, I would have probably been to level 20. Because about level 20 is when it starts getting harder to level.
Right.
But in this one, it was like, man, it takes forever to level,
Yeah, I thought it was cool. Like
Yeah. Did you take on any of the world bosses?
I don't know. Is that when a giant ring shows up and there's just people there? I have no idea.
Yeah, there's like a really tough like bad guy and or demon or whatever, and it's you and whoever walks into that circle.
I think I basically like walked in and just grabbed the trophy. I was like, yay,
because you have 15 minutes from the point when it starts to beat it, and if you do, they're supposed to, from what I read, they're supposed to drop. I don't know in this one, but they're supposed to drop more legendary stuff. So that's the reason you go fight them, basically. But I did basically the same thing in the first one. I was like level 2. I think I talked about it last week, where I was like, I'm pretty much like throwing rocks at it. And I almost died like immediately because it just hit me, and I'm like, oh God, I'm almost dead.
That's
I stuck around long enough to get the trophies.
Yeah, that's I don't know if I did that one because I don't remember seeing a time limit. But I definitely
Well, they're all supposed to have a time limit.
I probably didn't then.
It may not really show, but I know it's set that from what I read, you're supposed to have about 15 minutes, which reminds me of I talked about last week, like Neverwinter Nights had that too, where as you're roaming around, there were some there'd be a thing that would be like so and so's gonna spawn at a certain time, so you get your ass over to where it's at, and then you and a bunch of other people fight it, but you only have so much time. If you don't defeat it, you get nothing for it. Just basically
just a firm handshake.
You don't even get to drink from the fire hose.
Bummer.
Nothing.
Yeah, took forever to download.
Yeah, that's the part that sucked for a beta. It was an 80 gig download.
And then Friday, Friday night I tried to play. I couldn't get in. It was like, queue time of 50 minutes. I'm like, I'm not.
Dude. During the closed beta, there was like I got in like
when I played
minutes.
Sunday, like I hopped on just for a little bit into like 11 noon, and it was less than a minute I was in. And then even at like towards the end of the beta, like Sunday night, I played a little bit too before I went to bed, and it was immediately I was in.
Yeah, when I tried to get in on it was Friday around 2:00, I think it was, but it went live not too long before that, and it was 50 minutes for the first one, but I don't think it took 50 minutes. Like it didn't feel like it was. I just put it on and did other shit, and what sucked was when it got done, it wouldn't load my character from the closed beta, and I'm like, oh, wonder if you can't carry over closed beta characters, and then I'm reading online, I'm like, no, you definitely can, so. I was like, okay, so I reload the game and I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have to queue up again. That time it was only like 13 minutes, so I got in fairly quick the second time. But basically, I wasted an hour trying to just get in. I hope that's something that doesn't continue when the game comes out.
Yeah, I would hope they've got their servers squared away. They can just take on everybody.
Yeah, because in the game, when you're in like the towns and stuff, or not in the towns, so well, yeah, in the towns too, like other people are there. So you're connected to the internet, so you actually have to attach to their servers. It's not a game like in the past. You just play it off of your system and that's
Yeah,
it,
I noticed because I didn't realize those kind of had MMO elements like that. Is
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
tutorial you just playing the game, and then
Right.
after I got out of tutorial and I was playing, like it was very hiccupy. And I'm like, what the fuck is
Yeah,
going on here? And then I see some random dude run by with an army of skeletons. And I'm like, I
yeah.
didn't realize I was playing with other people.
Right. I'll tell you what, that saved my ass at one point because I stumbled into an area that was like when I was level like 2 and it was for like level 7 or 8. And I got attacked by like 7 things. And I'm like, oh boy, and you can use your dash button, but it only works once, then it's got to
Yeah.
recharge, So I'm trying to get away, and then I was like, well, I guess I'm gonna have to just fight because I can't get away. So I'm fighting him, and this other dude comes in and just he's like level 18 or something. He's just like wow and drops them all. I was like, ooh, it's like thank you, sir.
Yeah, it's fun though. Do you know if it's going to be?
Yeah.
I doubt it since it has the online element. It's probably not going to be couch co-op like Diablo 3 though, huh?
I don't know. That was something I was wondering too, because the previous one for sure
Yeah.
was couch co-op,
I should look it up.
but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know on this one because, like you said, with that element, it's not going to be able to split screen. So you'd have to share the same screen, which oh my god, that's so frustrating when games
Yeah,
make
that
you
would
do
be
that.
terrible.
Like the Lego games where you have one person going one way and then the other person has to go with you basically.
Oh, here you
You
go.
know.
So it says console players have access to local co-op, but PC
Okay.
players will not. Suck it, PC players. Master raise my ass. Console for life.
I mean that's I mean I'm guessing most PC players aren't going to be doing
Brian,
couch
let me
co-op
shit on the
anyway,
PC
but
players.
okay, I mean I didn't stop you. I'm just saying I don't think they're going to care.
My son is transitioning into a PC player. Yeah,
Yeah.
he uses tax return because for some reason the government didn't give him his tax return last year, and he never.
Okay.
That's why I love my son. He never even thought about it, so he's getting like double tax return this year.
Well, you can tell he's young because if he was our age, you'd be like, "Where my
like,
money?"
But um, he bought a gaming computer, like a nice one,
yeah.
like ordered off a website.
Right.
They're building it for him. Yeah.
Yeah. Sending him
I don't
pictures
even
all
want
along
to
the
know
way.
how much he spent, but I know I'd probably throw up and want to punch him in the face. Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
So.
Yeah. So usually those rigs are
No.
not cheap.
The only thing I can say
so.
they're upgradable to a point, which is cool.
Yeah.
Unlike, my PS4,
Yeah.
but I'm cool
Yeah.
with it. I don't need that,
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah. After playing the bit that I did, I really liked it, but man, I was playing as a barbarian, and from what I read from the closed beta, um, they buffed the barbarian because he wasn't strong enough. And it was like, yeah, of all the classes, it's like barbarian shouldn't it like there were fights that I'm like people like characters my level, and I'm like, man, I'm barely getting
Right.
by them. And which is okay. I don't mind a challenge, but it was like usually, especially in like usually the early levels, it's kind of, it's pretty simple, And there was one of the things where I was in a dungeon, which I assume when you go into the dungeons, you're probably supposed to party up. It's probably going to be a lot simpler. But this one was, a lower level thing. So I'm going in there. Well, it was actually a quest to go into this like castle or whatever and find these pages out of a book or something. So I'm going through it and I get all the pages and I'm like, well, I'm going to finish exploring this. There's no sense in just going back to complete the thing because there might be random loot or something, Dude, I stumbled into this one room with this like demon, this giant demon, and oh my god, he handed me my ass. I mean, I got my ass kicked, and when I died, the respawn point was far enough away that I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go get the
like
done.
we don't need to see him again.
Well, and it's like I for sure don't want to fight him again right now. Like I'll come back later and take care
I'll
of
be
his
back,
ass,
buddy.
Yeah, because oh boy, he whooped my. I felt like I was playing Elden Ring for a minute almost. It wasn't that bad because I had heal potions, but I mean I did my best, but I also realized that I screwed up because of how the game is. Remember, I think I told you last week how it doesn't really tell you what how you're assigning your points. And I was like, I dumped them all into one thing, so I only had one attack. And stupid me, I should have went and reset all of that or just started a new one, and I didn't. So that's something I'll know going into the next one is to unlock different attacks right away.
I leveled up an attack and I ended up not liking it, right? And then if you there's a certain thing in the field when you pick your traits, whatever you want to call them, that up until level 15 you can refund all your points.
Yeah.
And I did that, and like my second build I did was way better. Yeah.
Right. And also by the time the game comes out on consoles, I'm sure there's going to be dedicated websites where we'll be like, here's how to build
here's your
dude.
awesome build.
Yep.
I'll be honest, I don't like doing that. I like looking at the little skills, being like, how can I put these together?
Right. After the first playthrough, I usually will do that because, like when you start getting some of the legendary equipment and stuff like that, it's kind of fun to get to where you're just doing disgusting damage. Yeah. I mean, big time. But like the Barbarian in Diablo 3, dude, there's one of the builds that I played that was so much. It can't be fun to play with a person playing that way. But it was like, dude, it was like you leap, and when you land, it kind of stuns the enemies, and then it recharges your was it hatred or whatever it's called, and then you do like a sweep attack, and like do something else, and then you can stomp again, stun them, and you just keep doing this. You just keep leaping and stunning, and and when you attack,
it's stupid
it does
damage.
So much. Sure. Yeah, and it was like it only gets challenging when you start bumping the torment levels way up. But even then, it takes a little while before it's really challenging if you're playing right. So, and it's fun. It's not as fun when you're playing, against low level stuff because it's like this isn't even a remote challenge. But but it is nice also when you get a character like that. If you got a buddy who needs help leveling their dude up, you can play it on a higher level and just be like, just stay out of harm's way.
Get behind my shield.
Pretty much, and just let me level you up in like no time. Then you can start fighting because you're now level 50 or something. But yeah, I'm super excited to play this when it comes out. So it's funny though, because it's like in the meantime, I'm jazzed about the new Zelda game coming out next month.
I still haven't beat the last one.
I haven't either, and I just bought the amiibo for it, which I never thought I would do.
You bought an amiibo?
No, the reason though is the one for the last game allows you to go from like the ground up into the clouds. Like
that's
immediately. Yeah. So it was for sure worth the, I haven't used it yet, but it'll for sure be worth the money because that's a hassle.
Fuck.
But
Brian, I realized I never pulled up my bracket fight thing. I have it named and saved, but none of the information is in it.
That's
I have a bracket today. Oh, you know what? They got random brackets on the website. We can just pick one.
That'd be funny.
Do that.
Just random.
All right.
Yeah, that was. But yeah. Anyway, so that's
so
good fun. Even though
I assume you're excited for it to come. Was it like June comes out?
Okay. June 6th. Yep. I've always loved Diablo. I've played every. Oh well.
I should get
happy
Diablo.
Birthday.
She'd be like, I don't even have this system. Like, it's like Homer's bowling ball.
Yep. And you're like, well, I guess I'll take it and play it. Yeah. But yeah, definitely excited for that. And the Zelda game, the only downside is, I have to find money to throw at GameStop in the meantime to, because I what I love about pre-ordering at GameStop is that you can just put like $5 down to pre-order it, and you can just keep paying on it like it's on layaway.
I mean, that is pretty cool.
Now you have to pick it up within like 48 hours of the release date, which is fine. But it's in the meantime, you don't have to go like the Zelda game's going to be $70. It's a higher priced game. And it was like, so it's like, well, I got to make sure I throw a good chunk of it at it so that I'm not like, oh shit, I don't really have $70.
I actually have a GameStop hack, Brian. So,
all right, you just
we
run
go
in, run out,
right? But you got a jacket and a mask on, and you get the money, and then you leave. You take the jacket off, take the mask off, wait 15 minutes, come in, pay for your game.
Right.
It's a hack.
Nice, I like that. Nice. I'll have to use that mask I have of
perfect.
you.
Life hack.
Yeah. I tried that one day, kind of, like they had a PS5 in stock, and I was like, hey, let me see that real quick.
I just want to see how heavy they are. They look so heavy.
Yeah. Guy was like, you're not going to run out the door with it, are you?
I will briskly walk, sir.
Yeah. Come on.
Running's bad for your knees. They've proven it.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah, I would love to upgrade my stuff, but it's not going to happen for a while. Priorities.
Yeah, I'd love to also. The biggest thing, like, that'll help is if they put out, like, a PS5 Pro. That might drop the price on the other one a little bit. That's probably more of when I'd look to jump in on it. Because also, like, storage is still insane for those. Like, you can't just put any hard drive on it. It's got to be one with like a heat sink or something like that. And those are still like, I think Nate told me the ones they have there are like $150 or something.
I didn't realize this.
Yeah, like it's not like the old systems where you can just put any external on it. I guess Sony requires a heat sink or something like that. So he said the low end ones are like 150, I think he said. And you can obviously, like any storage, go way higher. But it's like, the system's already $500. That's the other thing is if you wait a little bit, right? Like maybe they'll put the system out with a bigger storage, maybe not, but it'd be nice if they do. I did see the God of War console where it comes with God of War. Amazon had it for like $510, which is a great deal because the system's $500. That's like getting the game for $10. Right? But I don't have $510.
You either?
Plus tax.
Brian, well, if you just do half of the GameStop hack.
You're right. Yeah. Yeah. Just go in and get the games.
Go in and get the games.
In a minute. Well, the version that they had there that I was going to run out or briskly walk out the door with had the God of War game with it.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
That sounds like a great deal.
Yeah. Faux free.
Faux free.
Like, hey, look over. Huh?
What?
I scuttle out like Zoidberg.
Absolutely. Oh God. Speaking of Zoidberg and my son, he was showing me because he loves playing Skyrim with mods.
Yeah.
There's a cursed mod, I'm gonna call it.
All right.
That replaces all the mud crabs of Zoidbergs.
I was thinking crab people from Sea Lab, but yeah.
That's the noise they made when they come scuttling at you. Whoop, whoop, whoop,
yeah.
Right. Okay. Anyway, moving on.
I like that.
Oh God, people are gross, but I love them.
I love seeing some of the mods for like GTA and for Skyrim.
So much nonsense.
Yeah. Good times. Oh man. See, I haven't really done a whole bunch since last time we talked either. It's been pretty
tame.
Pretty tame. Yeah.
I mean, you know what we watched over the weekend too?
Horse racing.
Negative.
Ah, dang it.
This is something that I made fun of when I saw trailers for it.
Oh boy.
We watched the Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Yeah.
Oddly entertaining.
Right.
I wasn't mad at it. Now I'm like, well, now I got to watch Sonic 2. I need resolution now.
Of course. Yeah, you have to.
You know? But yeah, right. I was one of those things. I'm like, I'm never gonna watch this movie. But I kept hearing people say, it's not that bad. It's actually kind of fun, and it was kind of a fun movie.
Right.
Who knew?
Well, thank God they listened to fans and fixed
God.
the animation, and otherwise that would have been terrifying probably.
I mean, he definitely should have just always looked like Sonic from the game. That's why
right.
You have source material right there. What are you doing?
All right. So along the same lines, how do you feel about the Mario movie?
I mean, the trailer was fun. I haven't seen any updated ones, I guess.
Yeah, I haven't either, but yeah.
But I'm more upset that the voice actor who was Mario didn't get the gig, honestly.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
although I will say from the stuff in the ad, Chris Pratt doesn't sound bad as Mario.
No, but
I'm with you on it though.
Yeah, I mean, the dude's been doing Mario for years.
It's similar to like Transformers, where they brought in what's his nuts to do Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
And it was like, that's exactly who should be Optimus Prime, is the guy who's Optimus Prime.
Yeah, the voice everyone's always heard.
Yeah, exactly. For sure, if possible. I mean, obviously sometimes, people die and such, so it's a little, well, not anymore. I mean, with AI and all this stuff, I mean, these deep fakes.
I mean, James Earl Jones will forever be Darth Vader now. They took his voice, like sold him the rights to it or whatever.
Yeah, I saw that because in Obi-Wan he didn't do any of the voice work.
Yeah,
it's all computer stuff.
Chat GPT doing Vader shit.
Yep, that's why this podcast will never end.
Hell yeah! I mean, we legit have enough like hours of our voice that they could yeah.
If we could somehow monetize this,
bro,
it'd be easy living from that point because we just AI it and go on.
Like, hey, AI, because I'm not going to say any of the AIs that are in the room with me. Just we need to record a podcast. Okay, we're on it.
Yeah, like
here's
your topic.
Yeah, exactly. And then just sit back and play more Diablo 6 and.
I love that we're on 6 at this point. Yeah. Which will probably be like 40 years from now.
That's how long it's going to take to fully monetize the show.
Yeah, you're probably right. Dang it, you're right. I actually saw this week that NPR is canceling like a handful of podcasts.
They better not touch the Sporkful.
No. Well, he's with he's on Stitcher.
Oh yeah,
I think
you're right. I'm confusing with Radiolab. My bad.
But I enjoyed Invisibilia, and that's one of the shows that's getting canceled. But I guess what they're doing, there's a show called Embedded that when it started, it was about like taking a story that was in the news and then going even deeper into the story. And I really dug it.
Derek and Cheetos Kisses. Even deeper.
Very, yeah. But it looks like now what they're going to do is some of the canceled shows, they're going to kind of fold some of that content into Embedded. So it's going to kind of be a catch-all for the, some of the other shows. And I was like, okay, that's not terrible, I guess. But, still sad to see shows get canceled. But it's understandable, especially with NPR, because it's, it's public radio.
Yeah.
So it's a corporation like, Spotify vastly overpaid for a bunch of podcasts. And now Spotify's been cutting stuff. Well, that's one of them. But yeah, that's the main one. But yeah, it's a lot of people are pretty much feeling that the podcast bubble has burst.
I was about ready to ask that if you thought that.
Yeah. Well, I saw Dan Pashman, speaking of the Sporkful, he posted something talking about how basically there was always going to be more content than demand with podcasts because they're easy to do. Any two assholes with microphones can do it.
Proof is in the pudding.
Right. As we've shown now 606 times.
Exactly.
But which is true. And then, like he pointed out with NPR, like I said a minute ago, it's like it is public radio. So the funding comes from donors. It doesn't come from a big corporation. And big corporations don't get into public radio.
Right.
Like, you don't give money to it. Because he said in his post on Twitter, like early on with the Sporkful, he tried to see like, can we get like Kraft or somebody to, because we're doing a food podcast, can we get them to advertise their stuff? And basically was told no. But now if you listen to the Sporkful, he does ads for like Reese's and different stuff.
For sure.
You know, it was like, yeah, it makes sense because, you know, he's through Spotify now. So versus public radio. So, yeah. But
I'd love to do an ad for Reese's. I mean, we could.
Hey, we still could. We just won't pay for it.
There we go, doing shit for free. Free again.
No, the key is like if you do shit like that, you always got to make sure you like mention them on Twitter in hopes that there'll be somebody running their social media that maybe will send you some free shit. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Because I do know of a few people who have done that on Twitter where they've written Twitter things and gotten free shit out of it.
That would be nice.
Yeah. One guy that's in a Twitter group I'm in, he got like a box full of meats from I can't remember what company it
Slim
is.
Jim?
No, but he got like ham and sausage and all this other stuff. It was because he kept writing tweets about like their food or something like that.
They're like, send this guy some meat, shut him up.
Yeah, right. Well, there was a guy that I remember on a comedian. I can't think of his name now. Shit. On every Monday night, he'd talk about how he was having a DiGiorno and watching Raw. And DiGiorno ended up hooking him up with a bunch of pizza.
That's pretty funny.
You know, because he kept throwing their name out there. And he didn't, I mean, I'm not talking like big comedian. I mean, he's, you know, got a moderate following, but not anything large. So, it was just.
What you're saying is we need to start mentioning something besides bracket fights.
Yes. I mean, I tried for a while with Liquid Death, but I assume everybody and their mother was trying with that.
Probably.
So what we got to do is maybe find something that's not trendy. And then mention that. That way there's less competition.
That's true. I never thought about that. We need to find a shit product.
Right. Wait. No, you mean a fine product that would be proud to send us free shit.
It's a great point. We should look into, well, I don't really want an energy drink, but I'll say there's so many weird energy drink companies.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm with you. I don't
gas station dick pills. Perfect.
Perfect.
Call up Magnum Koala or whatever. They always have weird fucking names. Yeah.
You know, it's funny. They almost always have names like they're a badly translated T-shirt from like China or Japan.
Exactly.
You know,
like Firepower Rhino or something.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Doesn't even make sense.
I don't know if I want that around
but this
my
packaging is so cool. I have to buy it.
Right. Yep. That would be funny to do just for shits. Like if you just had money to throw away, is every time like go into the gas station like every few days and buy more. And I mean, like clean them out,
you know,
and then come back in like 2 days and be like, "Do you have any more of that
Firepower Rhino?"
Yeah, Firepower Rhino.
This was not the conversation I was expecting to have. So I got to hear my mouth because when you said when you have money, I thought you were like, you know, you put out gas station dick pills with crazy names. Oh. We were like, you just go buy them out.
I'm just thinking because, you know, a lot of times it's the same employees.
Yeah, for sure.
You know? And it would just be hilarious to just keep going in like every 2 days and clean them out.
Got a traffic cone in your pants.
Yeah. Like when you get more of these.
Oh my God.
Just because you know most of the time you look at those and there's probably just dust.
I would hope so.
Because they're just sitting there forever most of the time. That's why I said that's the kind of stuff like, you know, if I had money instead of doing like a prank show or whatever, these are the kind of things I would just do for myself. It would just be funny to just, you know, like I said, just go and clean them out just to see the reaction on the clerk's face when you're like, do you have any more in the back?
Yeah. Hey, when you restock.
Yeah. I need a lot more of these. Like, what are you doing with these? Like, don't worry about it.
That might have to be a future bracket, Brian. I'll have to Google gas station dick pill names so we could tier list them.
Oh, shit. I like it.
Oh, man.
Shit.
I also, dude, something else I discovered over the weekend. Well, within the past week or so.
All right.
And if you rewind back to our teenage years, our teenage us would agree with what I'm about ready to say. But Creed slaps, man.
What? You're talking about Creed, like the boxer, right?
Yeah. He open fist. No, like the band. I've been listening to a lot of Sirius XM Turbo, which is hard rock from the 90s and 2000s. Our wheelhouse.
So it's soft rock mostly. Yeah.
Like System of a Down, Slipknot, stuff like that.
Yeah. Was like we were watching The Voice last night, and they had these two guys on there, and they're like, "Oh, they're the rockers," and I'm like, "Oh God,"
like
on all these pop shows, almost all these pop shows, it's like there's no rockers on these, and Blake Shelton's like, he's like, "Oh, the song, I want to give you guys a rock song," and he picked Three Doors Down. Oh fuck, what's the name of the song now? Oh shit, I can't think of the name of it. Anyway, it was not even one of their, like, not that they were heavy in any aspect, but it wasn't even anything I would call, it was a ballad.
Oh God.
And I was like, that's not a rock. I mean, it is a rock song, but it's not a rock song.
Like, I hope one of those rockers gets super kicked through a window.
No, unfortunately. Just got sent home.
Damn it.
With his I wish I was Chris Cornell look, because he had his facial hair almost like Chris Cornell's when toward the end, when he had his long hair and he had like the little patch of hair and the mustache.
Oh, yeah. Looked like a pirate.
His hair. Yeah, he pretty much had that look, and I was like, whatever, dude. You're not Chris Cornell, and you wish you were, but you couldn't hold his jock.
That's why I want to see the complete opposite reaction when Blake. You said Blake Shelton, right? When he's like, "Oh, you're a rock and roll guy. I got a little ditty for you. It's kill your mother, rape your dog, dying fetus." And then they just rip it out.
Oh yeah, classic. Yeah, classic. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I derailed you.
No, I've been listening to a lot of Sirius XM, and they've been playing for some reason. I don't know why. A lot of Creed.
Because it's cheap.
It makes you wonder if they're doing something like media-wise.
I don't know.
Idea. But I'm listening to some of those older songs off the first album, and I'm like, man, these fucking things rocked. And I haven't actually like hopped on Spotify to do the deep dive.
Yeah.
But just the stuff I'm hearing on the rotation of that XM channel.
Yeah.
And I said it to Michelle, and I'm like, man, Creed's pretty fucking they rock. And she's like, no, they don't. Just shit on me immediately. Like, no, I'm serious.
I like the cut of her jib. Yeah. Like, just ignore the
I was like the later music when they got very like Jesus-y and weird or whatever. I'm like, nah. But that early stuff, that'll blow your balls off, man.
Well, just go listen to Alter Bridge then.
I mean, yeah, right.
Because that's just Scott Stapp.
Creative on Scott Stapp, yeah. Still very Jesus-y name for a band, though. Alter Bridge.
Yeah. I got to say, I did not see that.
I know, right? I knew I was going to blindside you with that one.
Yeah. It is funny when you're listening to some of those stations, though, and some of the choices they make. Like Creed makes sense because they were huge.
Yeah.
Then.
This is
this
is recent though, because I listen to the station a lot.
No. What I mean is like in the 90s.
Oh yeah, but I mean
it was huge.
It's just weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Carry on.
Yeah. Definitely didn't see that coming.
Hey, I'm gonna do a full. I should do that maybe for our Patreon. I'll just do like a solo thing and be listening to the whole album and just critiquing it.
Right. Because wearing a Creed shirt.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I wonder though? Is this for the Patreons, right? I have to upload them to YouTube, but I have to unlist them. So, they don't just show up. I wonder if I put music in there, will it get copyright?
Probably. It might not, but there's a good chance of it, because if YouTube picks up music, they're for sure gonna, especially if it's Patreon linked, it might, because they might think you're profiting from it. Because technically you would be.
Yeah, but I don't Patreon link it though. I just copy the link later.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't know.
I might have to do some investigation. If I could somehow post a video to our Patreon.
Well, if not, you don't have to have the music in there. You could just tell people to listen along. Like, hit start now.
Yeah, but for people that are just paying for it, it's not going out to the general public. Fuck copyrights. That's what I'm saying.
was like I was listening to Conan O'Brien put up an episode that's from his radio channel on Sirius, I believe, and it's him and Neil Young, and they're talking about songs that Neil Young like that blew his mind when he first heard them, kind of thing. And I guess on the radio show, because it's radio, they actually would play the song and then they talk about it, but for podcast sake they can't put the song in there. So when you're listening to it, you're just like, they tell you the song, so you literally could go find it and listen to it. I didn't bother, but it's weird to listen to it that way.
I bet.
Because you're just like, I don't know what song they're talking about.
Like, and up next. Wow, that was a great song, guys. Oh my God, it changed my life.
Yeah, it's like, all right, well, let's have a listen to it. And then it's commercial, and then come back.
Like, this is a song for progressive?
Yeah. Man, this slaps.
Yeah, I didn't know Neil Young wrote this.
Yeah.
How'd it get him? That's crazy.
Wow. That's so not like him. He doesn't usually do commercial shit.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I guess now that I think about it, I could just do just audio and just... If anybody wants to listen to a Creed album with me, just let me know.
The Creed listen along.
Listen along, yes.
Oh man, you do that, I'll just join the chat and shit on you the whole time.
I'm sure there's some stinkers on that first album. I don't remember, but the radio hits.
I honestly don't. Yeah, I don't remember either because it's been a long time since I listened to it. I mean, listen, I listened to it as much as anybody did in those days because they were all over the place.
Yeah, exactly. My own prison. Am I right?
That was the music then,
I was like, I feel it. I am also in my own prison. I get it.
Yeah.
I'm 15. I don't get it at all. I have no idea what's going on.
Maybe, No.
Yeah, no.
You think you do.
But you sure don't. No.
Yeah.
Negative. I dare say I still don't know what's going on.
Yeah, that's fair.
Speaking of not knowing what's going on, what the hell is going on with this corn cob crust shit I keep seeing? Our buddy Garrett threw that in the chat. I don't know.
Right? It comes with a 2-liter of butter.
It can't be real.
If it is, I mean, we for sure have to get one. Because we for sure have to do shots of butter.
So much butter shots. I'm trying to pull it up.
Yeah. All right, good. I was going to, but I'm glad you are.
I don't know what to believe anymore because I've seen it so much. And like the official, like I saw a commercial for it, and it was the official Instagram or TikTok or whatever app I was on was pushing it.
Yeah.
And it's like, this can't be a thing. You can't serve pizzas with full corn cobs on the end and a 2-liter of butter. You can't.
The butter is what's more concerning to me. The corn cobs you just like arrange around the pizza.
They should be able to spell butter with a butter because it can't be real butter.
That's got to be like popcorn or
butter
popcorn. Yeah.
It's like crab with a K. Am I right?
Delicious.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And it's like
all right.
It does. They have this guy here. It's like, oh, this TikToker already indulged. I'm like, how do I know he's not getting paid by Little Caesars to put out TikToks?
Yeah. Or he didn't just make it himself or something. But so here's the thing from Penn Live from 13 hours ago that says here. Let me want to open the page because I can't read all of it. It says that it's not real, that they're bringing back their pretzel crust pizza. And that this is how they're going to
What does that have to do with corn cobs?
I have no idea.
Brian.
But apparently
pretzels, corn cobs.
Same difference. Yeah.
You see the correlation here, right?
My favorite part of the corn cob crust pizza is that there's just like niblets of corn on the pizza.
Yeah, it's like when you cut corn off the cob for some of braces.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
Shit. So yeah, it looks like my initial thought on it was that it was going to be an April Fool's joke. But then I was like, Little Caesars just weird enough to do this for like a week or something like that. Just some dumb promotion, but I was like, this can't be real though, because like you said, it's like I just can't see
the thing that got me when I first saw it, I'm like, science has gone too far, but I guess this is a thing. And then I saw the 2 liters of butter, and I'm like, there's no way. There's no fucking way this is real.
That was my first too. Yeah. Because like I said, I was like, Little Caesars are weird enough that they might do something crazy like this. But then when I saw the butter, I was like, there's no way they're giving you 2 liters of butter with this. There's just no way.
Like 12 ounce, that's a little more believable.
Maybe.
But yeah, a 2 liter.
But what would be more likely is they would just give you a bunch of cups of their like garlic butter or whatever. Because I mean, garlic butter and corn, delicious.
Well, yeah, for sure. But it's not butter; it's butter.
Right.
It's probably butter flavored lube. Did they make that?
Probably.
You're probably right. I'm not Googling it.
Yikes!
Just saying. No, I'm good. I'm good.
You've Googled worst. I mean, I'm sure you've Googled worst also.
Dude. Hell yeah, brother. Are you listening, Big Bratwurst? Yep. We need meat products sent to us.
I'm not Googling that. For sure not Googling Big Bratwurst.
Yeah, it was fun.
Oh, boy. It's weird. I was on the radio the other day. I heard a commercial for, sorry folks, this is a little local, for Zvatsky.
Hell yeah, that place rules. Except that one lady that works there. She's a bitch.
It was like, come get your Easter stuff and all this. And it's so funny because in my head I'm going, it was like, man, that's early. In my head, it's not the end of March already. I mean, it's the 28th when we're recording this.
Shit. Oh, shit. It's Logan's birthday.
Oh, yeah, it is. Saturday is the 1st of April, and I only know this really because it's also the first day of WrestleMania. Because you got to know your dates for wrestling.
Should I call Logan live on the podcast?
That's up to you. We haven't done that in a long time.
Oh, wait, he's probably playing. Wait, no, it's Tuesday.
Yeah, he's probably playing something.
I can't believe I fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Whoopsies.
Come on. He's not even answering. Oh, no. Oh, my headphones.
Yep.
Thanks.
That's a good look right there. Anyway, well, while Tony's doing that, I'm gonna talk about WrestleMania.
I'm about ready to leave a message. I'm almost done.
All right.
There it is. No? Oh, hey, bud. Happy birthday. Give me a call back because, I want to talk to you on your birthday. Despite the fact that it's late. I'm still up. Later. Oh, man. I can't believe I did that.
Yeah. Whoopsies. Well, I mean, also with that means, it's only a month until your birthday. Crazy. That's the only reason I know Logan's birthday is because I know it's a month before yours. So it's, easy for me to remember.
I didn't even realize it was the 28th today.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. It's like I really feel like March just flew by. February seemed like it took forever, but March seemed like it was just like, it feels like it just started, and it was like, shit, in a couple days or a few days, it's April. So
I know, it's crazy.
Jeez
Christ.
Just and Saturday's the day that I always look forward to the least on like Twitter. Well, one of the 2 days probably that I look forward to least on Twitter. The other is New Year's Day because there's all the I'm still writing blah 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 check jokes.
Oh yeah, right. Oh,
but on April 1st,
I'm getting a call back, Brian. Should we pause it now? Hold on, just
all right.
Talk about whatever you want, Brian. Hey, buddy.
All right, well, I'll go back to talking about WrestleMania. Tony doesn't care anyway. So, WrestleMania, they moved it to be in 2 days. And then they also have their NXT product on Friday. So that's a lot of wrestling to watch. As much as I like wrestling, that's a lot to watch. So, I'm still going to watch it. But it's definitely tough every year because if I watched all the product, they have a show on Friday, which is SmackDown, and then the NXT thing is on earlier Saturday. That's right. So there's Friday that SmackDown, Saturday's NXT, then first night of WrestleMania, then Sunday's night 2 of WrestleMania, then Monday is Raw, and then Tuesday is the NXT, the regular show. So it's like there's no break in that, and it's kind of crazy to do it that way. But it's a lot to watch. Tony's still talking to his kid here, so I guess it's just me. There's nobody in the chat, which makes me sad. I'm just gonna stare at Tony and see if he realizes what's going on. Nope. All right. Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna pause it. Nah, I'm not going to. I'm just gonna keep babbling through. Nah, all right, here he comes.
Hey, Brian, I'm back.
Sorry
about that, everybody.
Did he give you a bunch of shit?
He was just like, sorry, Mr. Call. I was playing Rocket League. Yeah, he's like, it's all good, and talky talk, love you, all that stuff. Yeah,
sure.
So what did I miss?
Damn it, everything. Nothing. I just yammered about how much wrestling product is on this weekend.
You said it was WrestleMania, right?
Yeah. Well, like I don't usually watch SmackDown before this because it's just the go home show, so it's nothing new really happens usually. But otherwise, there'd be SmackDown. Then during the day, there's the NXT like pay-per-view kind of thing. Then WrestleMania is Saturday night. Sunday is WrestleMania night 2. Then Monday would be Raw. It's like that's a lot of wrestling to watch. Each night of WrestleMania is like 3 or 4 hours.
It's become a whole thing.
Yeah,
I mean, it's always been a thing, but
yeah, but it's more because they stretched it to 2 days now. It's a lot.
Why don't they call it like WrestleFest and just do a whole 3-day weekend?
Well, it's a mania. That's why.
Festamania.
Tuesday is NXT. Right.
Festamania. Oh, dude, I'd go to that. We already got the hair. I got the haircut.
They just, yeah. Can you make a light bulb glow in your mouth though?
I've never tried actually. So I'm unknown.
All right, fair enough.
I'm gonna assume nah, but you never know.
Yeah, all right, fine. Sad. Yep.
You make me sad. Yes.
McCartney.
Yeah, I kind of miss the soundboard. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I do a little bit too.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna have to figure something out. Well, I don't know. What do I know?
So you know how there's been, we talked a month or 2 ago about the people on TikTok doing dumb shit just for the reaction.
Oh
basically.
yeah, okay, yeah.
And how I wish that whole genre would just go away. But
yes.
I just saw this on Yahoo News earlier today that was fruit roll-ups had to tell TikTokers not to eat plastic after a bizarre trend gained millions of followers.
I'll say that is not on my TikTok. I've never seen that.
All right.
But now I'm looking.
Apparently, some users froze the candy and then appeared to consume the products whole, plastic lining included.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because, you know, inside the fruit roll-up, there's that plastic lining.
Yeah.
Peel off, whatever. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
This reminds me of when we were kids. Do you remember Cinnaburst? The gum?
I don't think I do, actually.
Oh, what? Dude, it was huge. It was like all everybody was chewing pretty much.
I'm going to look.
Anyway,
if I see it, that might be different.
Yeah, it was a very strong cinnamon gum. And it had like flavor crystals in it or something like that were, you
know, I do recall seeing this now.
Yeah. And back then, I remember people chewing the wrappers when they would run out of gum because the wrapper still had
Jesus,
so much.
How addicted are you?
I know, right? Because I mean, I never did it, but I remember people doing it and thinking about how stupid they were. And this, you know, it's very much just a different generation of the same thing, basically. Because like now, you know, if that had happened then, you know, Cinnaburst would have issued a thing saying, "Hey, don't chew the stupid wrapper.
Idiots, you deserve to die."
Yeah.
Because it'd be, you know, in the 90s.
Right. Be like, well, I know, man. Well, I already want to die. Because it's the 90s.
Because it's the 90s.
Yeah, that's what we were all doing.
Oh, God, this one ad may not be suitable for adults.
Yeah.
It'll kill your old ass heart. That's how much cinnamon's in this.
Yeah. It was. I don't know if you remember chewing it or not.
Dude, I barely remember the product, so the hell no.
It was very intense, like cinnamon flavor. Like when you first put it in your mouth sometimes, it'd almost make your eyes water a little bit because it was pretty strong. You know, that was the whole gimmick for it, was that it was basically like those flavor crystals and shit. When you remember when icebreakers came out, it was the same gimmick basically. Yeah. You know, and it wouldn't shock me if like the cinnamon icebreakers is probably very similar, you know, because I remember, you know, because I don't know if you remember this or not, but it was like a lot of kids used to chew cinnamon gum to cover up smoking.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
Cigarette smell up. Yeah. And Cinnaburst took over Big Red for the gum you would chew, you know, to do that. But it was more than that. I remember it was, you know, because it was an extreme kind of gum.
90s.
90s. Yeah.
You drink a Surge and have a Cinnaburst and go fucking rollerblade off a roof.
Right. So apparently, though, some creators have assured people that there was no plastic in their fruit roll-ups. So... But Fruit Roll-Ups has confirmed that plastic does not freeze. And so, you know, they wouldn't bother with that if there was no plastic in the product.
Right.
So the only way those idiots would be able to do that with no plastic in it would be to open it, unwrap the thing, peel the plastic out, wrap it back up, and then put it in the freezer. So... Either way, you know, probably don't do this.
I mean, I don't know about you, but if I'm eating like a deli sandwich or a burger and it comes wrapped in like wax paper, and I get a little bit of paper in my mouth, I kind of want to burn the building down.
Oh, really? I love eating it that way. I went to Firehouse Subs the other day, just wrapped it right in that wrapper and just ate the whole thing.
That's what I don't understand about these weird trends of people like eating shit.
Yeah. Well, I have another one.
Oh, well, let's do it.
But before I get to that, I want to tell you about how. Well, actually, I'll put a pin in it and try to remember to come back to it.
All right.
So this one is sorry. Apparently on TikTok there were gym bros that ate dog food because it's stupid high in protein.
All right.
Fitness influencer Henry Clarisi decided to try Kibbles and Bits oven roasted beef with spring vegetable and apple flavor. Sounds delicious, especially the Kibbles and Bits part. He tells viewers that according to an app, Pedigree's dog food had 666 grams of protein.
Get sick.
around 600 grams more than the amount of protein most people consume or should consume each day. So where is it? He said the dog food tasted extremely dry, needed so much water after eating it, which makes sense because you think about when animals eat, what's the first thing they do right afterwards is drink.
Yeah.
Yeah. My cat does it too. Yeah.
It's like, Jesus Christ.
He said it tasted like little pieces of dirt, and I definitely don't think it was worth it. Even though it's a lot of protein, I'd take steak or protein powder.
God, people are so stupid.
But this is where I found this is the part that made it interesting to me. It says, here's what you need to know about eating dog food. The actual amount of protein per serving, there's a possibility of foodborne illness, and what human grade labels actually mean. Like, apparently there's stuff in there that are not human grade. According to AAFCO, pet food that's labeled human grade is not considered edible by humans. In most cases, it means it has a certain ingredients and is produced in a facility licensed to handle human food, but not meant for human consumption.
It's got less than 10% human in it.
Well, yeah. Apparently in like the human, God, I can't find it now. I remember reading this. There we go. Pet food may contain not only animal byproducts that can be found in human foods, like bone meal and organs, delicious, but also others like udders and
bone meal and organs in the morning.
Right. Well, here's our other radio show, udders and lungs.
I like that one better.
That are not, according to the AAFCO. So they're safe for pets, but not for people. So yeah,
it's weird. It's almost like they label it dog food.
Right.
Fucking crazy.
I know, right? Oh boy. I mean, this one at least, like, listen, this was really stupid of this guy to do, but I'll at least go, thank God I hope this hasn't become a trend. Hopefully everybody listened to this guy and was like, oh, that seems horrible, and just didn't go after it.
Probably not.
I'm sure there's somebody out there going, well, I just mix a little of it in with something else because it's still high. I'll just throw it in my shake.
Like, bro, you add chocolate protein powder and water to gravy train? Shit's on fire.
That's right. The old gravy train protein shake.
Yeah. Now, did he try just straight dry or did he try canned?
I think he tried dry.
Because I can't, I open up the cans of cat food and I want to just fucking throw up. It smells so goddamn awful.
What?
I know.
What are you talking about? You just get some crackers? That's pate
That's
right
true.
there.
Like, I just made charcuterie.
Yeah.
Grab me some of that shredded cheese. We're going to get fancy.
Oh, fuck. I'm picturing the board with just different types of cat food.
Yeah. Still can-shaped.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, of course. Ooh, let me get some of that gel.
Like, hell yeah. I don't know what that white thing is, but it looks delicious.
Yeah. Is this ocean whitefish?
Oh. It just says fish with 2 H's. I'm not sure what that means.
I'll tell you what, this Captain Supper is delicious.
Fucking Captain Supper. If I'm a captain of a ship and you serve me that, everyone's getting keel-hauled.
I mean, life's tough on the ocean, man. You gotta make sacrifices.
I mean, you're right.
Oh man,
Captain Supper.
But that's my new food truck. Just Captain
you gotta
Supper.
paint it the same color scheme as the can.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that's all we serve is just different ways of making. Using the Captain Supper.
Captain Supper. All right, I gotta look up Captain Supper. I don't remember what's in it.
I don't either. I'm sure there's a cat food with that name. I
know when we were starting to buy soft food. No, weird. It's just like pictures of a cruise ship. It looks actually fantastic.
When
we're starting to get the canned cat food, and normally we got the poultry party or whatever stupid name they give them, Yeah. But all they had was, Ocean Surprise or something. And and there was one of the cans that was like, like you said, like ocean whitefish and scallops. You open it up, and there's just these little white nuggets that were the scallops.
That's probably just
I assumed it was, bone or cow nipple, or I don't know what it was.
I hope cow nipples aren't that white. That'd be
after
weird.
soak in whitefish gravy or whatever.
True. Can you imagine if cows around on their udders, if around them they had areola?
I don't ever want to think of that. Well, you got the old frisky sea captain's choice.
That's probably more of what I'm thinking of. I knew one of them had captain in the title. I remember it from years ago. A lot of them now, they don't seem to do that with. They're pretty much like you said. It's like poultry dinner or beef feast or something like that. They're not really trying.
Looks like this fancy cat food's got the captain's catch of sardine and mackerel. Yeah, that sounds delicious. The poultry platter, yeah. Oh, yeah. A cat dressed up as Captain America. That's cool. Here's one of them that I've definitely fed the cats. The Tasty Treasures prime fillets. Are they prime? Yeah. Are they?
Yeah, obviously.
I don't believe you.
There's only one way to find out, Tony.
Fire up the grill.
Toast up a nice bag. Yeah. I was gonna say toast up a nice baguette and spread some on there.
Yeah.
Delicious. A little crostini with it.
Is that olive spread? Actually, it's poultry platter.
Well, whatever it is, it's delicious. I need this recipe. Well, follow me on TikTok.
Yeah, exactly. If I got a deal for you, all the ingredients are currently 83 cents a can. What?
You just I'll send you a video later. Oh, cool. It's just you at the store pointing at it.
Here.
You ate cat food, sucker.
You dumb bitch. That was fun.
So I'm at Firehouse Subs the other night, as I mentioned, and I totally had. Have you ever been there?
No, actually, now that I think about it.
So, I used to not. I eat there very occasionally, right? And they have a brisket sub. It's like brisket with barbecue sauce and cheese, and it's slathered. It's
food
pretty
pyramid
tasty.
Right there.
So. Yeah. Right. So that's a lot of times that's what I get because I only eat there once a year, basically.
You make your pilgrimage.
So. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And for some reason, my dumbass clicked on a thing that Men's Health sent out that was fast food sandwiches to avoid, basically.
Oh.
And and most of them are don't get the half-pound beef and cheddar at Arby's. And I'm like,
fuck you, first off.
Yeah, right.
I don't have to live by your rules, Men's Health.
Luckily for you, I don't. I get two. No. But, it's sandwiches those are don't get a triple Whopper, that kind of thing. And it's well, duh, And a lot of them happen to be there was one or two from Quiznos on there. But it's they're talking the full sandwich and everything. It's well, yeah, because, the one tweet I saw forever ago was the greatest trick Subway ever played was convincing us that eating a loaf of bread is healthy.
I mean, accurate.
Right. So, but one of the sandwiches on this list, of course, is my beloved, Firehouse brisket sandwich. And they're talking the full thing. But if you get the full sandwich, it's in one sitting, you're getting way more sodium than you're supposed to have in one day.
Yeah, it's fine.
You
just
which
piss
makes
it
sense,
out. You'd be all right.
Because it's fast food bread and the meat's got salt because it's cured and all that stuff. Right. Well, of course, I roll it in salt.
They put it on one of those salt rolls.
Yeah, salt every bite. Right. So I'm in there. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, God damn it. It's I really want one of those, but I just can't get this this out of my head. And I'm like, fuck you, Men's Health. You ruined a sandwich for me. And the funny part is I got
sandwich, Brian.
Kind of. We're just
it's not you, it's me.
I'll be back. So I ended up getting I forgot what they call it, but it's it's one with like roast beef, ham, and turkey. And I'm like, you know what? I bet if I look up the nutrition facts on this, I bet it's not much
I
better
guarantee
than
it's
the
not.
brisket. Like I should have just got because it's all lunch meat.
Yeah.
Meat, So it's like I'm sure it's not much better for me. It's like I should have just got the other. I mean, it was fine. I loved it, but it was it's like I should have just got the one that I was.
Oddly enough, I also had a submarine sandwich over the weekend. I did.
Did you?
We went and visited my buddy Mike on Sunday. I had a couple beers with him, checked out his cats and all that,
Right.
And when we were on our way there, I was like, well, let's like I don't want to just show up and just drink, I don't want to just show up, have a couple beers, be like, oh, because
right. So you bought some butter flavored lube.
Absolutely, and we had a party.
Thanks. Yeah.
But I was kind of like, I wish I could get like a party sub. Because like a sandwich sounded good. You could chop it up into chunks. So if he wanted some.
Sure. Yeah.
I was just like, fuck it. You know what? We'll just go to Subway. Because Michelle's got a sandwich there that she likes that she hasn't had in a while.
Because you want to eat fresh. Yeah, you want to eat fresh. She wanted to
want to eat fresh.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I'm like, I'll just get a foot long and I'll have them chop it into fourths.
Okay. But I don't know, man. That's asking a lot of a sandwich.
When he put my sandwich together and he did the old flip when they flip the roll over, and he's bringing his knife out and it's right in the middle of the sandwich, and I went, hey, can you cut that into fourths? And the guy looked at me like I put up that equation in Good Will Hunting in front of him. And then he just cut it in half and then kind of cut those halves in half, which I guess is fourths, but it was all wonky and weird.
Right.
But the way the guy was just like, yeah, I get.
Like, how's what?
Because it made sense to me, Yeah, have 4 chunks of sandwich as opposed to 2 big. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
But oh my God,
man, their sandwiches. I'm looking at Firehouse's website, and their sandwiches on here they for sure didn't have when I was there.
Burn the place down.
I feel like I was cheating. Anyway, yeah.
I also checked out Roosters. It's like a local chicken joint. Well, local being south of us, it's kind of moved north, I guess.
Oh, I thought it was like Hooters, but for women. All right.
Let me think of who I saw on there. Definitely not. But I
shouldn't say for women. I should just say for anyone who likes looking at roosters.
Yeah, for sure.
Snacks.
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 But we were just like, Michelle had to go get art supplies. We're driving by the place. I was hungry. I'm like, let's get some chicken. I've been wanting to check the place out anyway since it opened.
Right.
Gotta say, it was in that. You remember the Ralphie's that we walked out of? Yeah, it's there. I had some flashbacks walking in. Yeah.
Okay, right.
But walked in, and it was the one thing I noticed. It looks like Bubba's. There's shit on the walls. There's TVs everywhere. But you can actually talk and hear.
Oh, I don't like it.
Oh my God, dude!
No.
Because have you been to Bubba's on Secor there?
Yes.
Okay,
and I went
it's loud as fuck. Yeah. I was expecting that when we walked in. Nah, it was actually a pleasant volume. Oh, I see. We have the red square of death over here. Our internet must be a little fucked up or something. Connection, huh?
Love it. Yeah.
And I'm gonna get some chicken wings because I've been craving them. And I was like, man, wing prices are crazy right now.
Yep.
There's more. It's not like it was a ridiculous amount, but I got 10 wings and it was maybe $15 or something.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh man, but I really wanted wings. But bro, I don't know where they're keeping these chickens. They are the biggest wings I've ever had.
Were they like drummies type wings?
And the flappers, both. And if you get a flap, it comes off the wingtip still on it. I mean, the wings were huge and they were tasty.
Well, that's not. At least that's not so.
No,
bad.
That's why it showed. I was like, oh, well, I'm okay. Yeah. I mean, 10 wings. You go to BW3's 10 wings, and I'm whacking those down. I'm still hungry. I ate like 5 or 6, and I'm like, I got the rest are coming home.
Wow.
So that was a place I'm like, we got to get here. It looked like the bar was cool, so they got some good beers on tap. And then because I put a picture up online, my buddy at work today was like, saw you went to Roosters. I'm like, yes, I did. He's like, yeah, what'd you think? I told him everything I just said. He's like, oh, my wife and I love it. We've probably been 20, 25 times. Best chicken sandwich I've ever had. Get cheese and bacon on it. So I'm like, oh, well, now I have a goal. Yeah.
For sure, yeah.
I know, right?
Wow.
I mean, we got all kinds of wing joints in our town, but I'm always kind of disappointed.
Yeah. Well, we just had was it Wingstop just opened up down by my area.
Oh yeah, right. Have you got anything from there?
No, not yet. And I actually saw on Instagram there's a thing. It's some code like if you order online, you get like 5 free wings doing it. So I might, delivery order or something. Or one of the times I'm with my brother when he wants to go to like Tropical Smoothie Cafe or whatever, I might jump over to. I'll tell you what though, we went by Friday last week, and that parking lot of because that parking lot has a Jersey Mike's, Tropical Smoothie, Chipotle, and Wingstop in it. And that parking lot was full. And there was a line out the door for Wingstop.
I mean, you've been in Point Place. The places to eat there are pretty limited.
Yeah. So I was like, whoa, I was like, man, that's, like Chipotle didn't have much of a line. Jersey Mike's had a few people in it, but it was like the biggest was, was Wingstop for sure. I was like, wow. And I remember Wingstop with I think like their chicken sandwiches. I think you can get their chicken sandwiches with any of their sauces on them, which is pretty cool because they have like 20 sauces, I think. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. You could, So I was like, I'm gonna have to check it out. But I'm like you. I was like, do I want to pay for wings though? They're so expensive, But I kind of do because I'm with you. It's like wings sound real good.
I don't mind a chicken chunk, but it's a different flavor.
Yeah.
It honestly is.
It's been months. I mean, I went up to that barbecue place up the street from me. It used to be Nick and Jimmy's, and they have smoked wings there, and I got those, and those were really good. But it was like that's the last time I've had wings. It's been. I mean,
the last time I had them, I made them. So yeah.
Yeah. Before that was same here. I bought a bag from the store and used the air fryer and cooked them up, and they were tasty. I mean, they were real good. And maybe that's just what I'll do. I don't know. I'll just grab a bag of wings at the store and make wangs because I put some of that Creole seasoning in the flour.
Nice.
Good move. All right, so going back real quick to the sandwiches.
Oh, okay.
I pulled up nutrition facts from the same website, so it's not from two different ones. So who knows what's going on here? But okay. So that was for the full sub. Okay. Now I didn't eat the full sandwich. I get the full sandwich, but I always bring half of it home, So for the brisket, it's 1,500 calories for the whole sandwich.
That's less than a day. You're fine. Just skip every other meal.
Right. Total fat is 131% of your daily value. Saturated fat's 165%.
Hell yeah.
Cholesterol 65%. Sodium is 131%. Carbs is only 35%, surprisingly, even though you're eating a whole roll.
Yeah,
that's
I was like, there. That's interesting. Did they hollow the roll out a little bit like some places do?
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, on the upside, it is 11% of your daily fiber. So, I mean, that's good.
After you're dying at home, you got to take a nice, healthy shitter.
Right. There is 55 grams of protein in it. I mean, so you're getting a protein bomb.
Dude, sprinkle some kibble in there. Fucking mint.
Yeah. Yeah. And 25 grams of sugar, which doesn't have a thing for the percentage. Okay. Now, the reason I didn't get this, remember, was that I saw that it was like a salt bomb, right? 131%. It's 3,020 milligrams of salt. So it's 131%. So the hero, which is what I got, is 3,200 milligrams of salt. It's 139%. It's saltier than the one I didn't get.
Oh, you played yourself.
I played myself. Now it is again, this is a full sandwich, the calories are 1180, so it is less calories. But across the board, the percentages are better. Like fat's 72%, saturated fat's only 65%, cholesterol's 45%, carbs is 40%, fiber is 21%, and protein, it has 68 grams of protein in a whole sandwich though.
Damn.
But yeah, but it's got a little more salt than the other one. I should have just got the other one. So now I know. So there we go.
Half the battle.
Now next time I go, I can just no. I mean, listen, I'm getting fast food, so it's not like I'm going, this is healthy. Like even healthy fast food's horrible for you. So yeah. But
do you know how many times as a youth I would just throw down the biggest sub sandwich I could get at a place?
Oh, too.
And then you read off these numbers, and I'm like, how am I still alive?
Yeah. Well, that's why, dude, it blew my mind when restaurants started putting the calorie count on the menus. I remember talking about this. Like, I went to Applebee's and was like, one of the things when I used to go regularly there, and one of the things I got in one sitting was like 2,500 calories, and I would clean it up. And I'm like, oh my God, no wonder I'm as fat as I am. It's like when I'm sitting down in one sitting eating 2,500 calories. Right. That's just dinner. I'm eating at least 2 more times the rest of that day. I'm probably easy pushing 3,000, 3,500 calories plus, probably by the time.
Apps and desserts. I mean, come on. You got to get fancy Applebee drinks.
Right. I was just saying all the margs I can handle because, party at the
bees. Exactly.
Woo! But yeah, I know it's why most of the time it's like I said, if I'm eating fast food, it's like I'm not looking at the calorie counts because I fully understand that what I'm eating is garbage.
Exactly. It's trash.
Well, it's like when you go to eat a brownie and they, got the labels and it's like, what is this even for? If I'm getting brownies, I know I'm getting brownies, Now, what nutrition facts should be on are any that, like back when Snackwells came out, shit like that. Those are what should for sure have nutritional values on them. So people understand that they're not healthy.
Like in high school when, for breakfast every day for a while, for me, it was a fucking muffin loaf.
Yeah, I remember
just eating a big ass chunk of cake every day.
Yeah. No, that's
a muffin. Yeah, you're right. This is a healthy breakfast.
That's what makes
look,
it
it's blueberry. Fucking healthy.
If you called it blueberry cake, then for sure, you'd be like, oh, I can't have cake for breakfast with my savage.
But a muffin.
Muffin's perfectly
it's got fruit.
Healthy.
I mean, I'm sure there's fiber in here somewhere.
Yeah. It's like the granola bars, when they push those as a healthy snack, and it's like these things are salt and sugar bombs.
I love a granola bar. They're nice and crunchy and delicious.
Yeah.
Although those Nature Valley ones, man, I'm still finding chunks of Nature Valley in my beard.
Yeah, I can't. I'm too afraid of destroying my teeth on those things. Although I think they have softer ones.
Actually,
now,
here's the pro tip that I learned from my fellow kitchen folk when I worked in the kitchen for that short amount of time. Because they would buy big boxes of those for the staff just to eat. And I'm watching my one coworker. He had the thing, and we're working. He just threw it on the table and just like started smashing it with his knife. Oh, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And then he just opens it and pours it in his mouth. I'm like,
yeah, because then you're like,
yeah, because he wanted to eat it, but it gets granola everywhere.
Also that, when you into one, it's like you just act like you just sawed a 2x4.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Put on your Bob Vila shirt and your little apron.
Yeah. Well, I mean, basically, if you bit into it, you basically did saw a 2x4.
So yeah, that's a little Nature Valley pro tip for you.
That's a good move for sure. Because
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I've taken them and smashed them up and thrown them on top of my yogurt. It's delicious.
Yeah.
Sure. Goddamn.
I've done it on oatmeal just to add a little crunch.
Tasty. Like, hey, you drowned oatmeal. Here's some of your burn up brothers. Ha ha ha.
Yep. That's what kind of savage
Apocalypse.
Oh. Now that, that needs to be the name of a like high protein or high fiber oatmeal.
It's got to be high fiber.
Apocalypse. Yeah. Super high
exactly.
Fiber. It's basically the colon blow of oatmeal. Sorry, super colon blow of oatmeal.
I already see the packaging. It's like a old-timey like soothsayer on her knees at a temple looking up, and there's a meteor coming down, but it kind of looks like an anus. Like it's just got that little bit of design. You look at it like, do they know what they did here? Because
yeah, it's like it's got a warning label on it. It's like don't make plans.
Yes, for sure.
Pulling a little Dennis Leary there with the NyQuil situation.
On a side note, getting a like a truck and painting it up military style and having an oatmeal food truck called Oatpocalypse Now. Solid.
Yeah, that's
solid.
Yeah, right. Not after you eat the oatmeal will be solid.
No. Clean your right out.
Yeah.
We call this the old colon Zamboni.
Yep. Oh man, actually, it would be a fun thing to do because there is a lot you can do with oatmeal. Sure. So like, hey, here's savory, here's sweet, the
high fiber oatmeal is going to be called the colon pow.
The Colin Powell.
And then you have like a little oatmeal guy like dressed up like Colin Powell.
Sure.
Get it, guys?
I like it.
Because he's ex-military too. It all works out.
Yeah.
Perfect.
This is a $1 million idea.
If I ever see that truck, I'm going to tackle the person and be like, I know you listen to my podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if they have the Colin
Yes,
Powell.
yeah, for sure.
Yikes. All right. Well, man, we're pretty deep in it.
I mean, I was to say, how about we just say, I know it's the last recording in March, but fuck March Madness. Because we're so late. And the one I created disappeared. So.
Right. Yeah, so we'll just not do one for this week. And
because I looked at the random ones that are up, and it's like, which anime character is most badass? I don't know any of these anime characters.
Perfect.
The one with the titties, I guess.
What if none of them had titties?
I don't know then. You're right.
Then you're not interested. Like, listen, if they don't have tentacles or titties,
or titties.
Titties. That's terrifying. I'm just picturing tentacles with like nipples on them all the way.
Yeah, that's pretty terrifying.
Or I guess the other way, which is titties that are. I don't even know how to. My brain just can't work that.
I broke Brian. This is why you need a heat sink installed.
You're right.
But PlayStation's right, obviously.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, I guess you want to move to the Q to W? Or you got anything else?
I'm tapped out, man.
Okay.
Last week on the lovely Q to W, we asked y'all, what's a great movie that's hard to watch twice? On Face Page, Kiki, she says Requiem for a Dream, especially after the loss of Robin Williams.
Okay. Wait, he was in Requiem for a Dream?
He was. I think she might be thinking What Dreams May Come.
Yeah. Because Requiem for a Dream's one that's hard to watch.
Yeah, ass to ass, arms rotting off and shit. It's fucked up.
Weird movie. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fucked up movie.
All right. All right.
Kristen, she says, we need to talk about Kevin, Hard Candy, Midsummer, 16 Shots, Say Her Name, named The Untold Story of Breonna Taylor.
Oh, yeah. All right. Fair enough. Yeah, like we were saying last week, just heavy movies that, really make you mad, feel, whatever it is.
For sure, right?
Yep.
Diamond, top fan, Jeff from Hobie. Monster, he says.
Okay.
Oh,
no, I'm thinking of the wrong movie. Never mind. I'm thinking of Monsters Ball. I was like, but there's Halle Berry's titties in it.
No, Murder.
I'm thinking of the wrong movie.
You're thinking about the one with the doors, the fuzzy guy, the eyeball. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait.
Your mom actually chimes in. Summer 42, which I've never watched. But I'm assuming it's about World War II. And Sleeping with the Enemy.
Okay.
Diamond, top fan, Big Dev, says, whoa, Dev did some typing. All right. Says, number one, Downfall. While it is always great to see Nazis and Hitler lose, truth,
Right.
What they did do to kids and animals in that bunker when it was just obvious they'd lost, just hard to watch.
Fair enough.
The Hitler mad about everything meme is still funny, but fuck that guy in the context of the film and in real life. And then number 2, he's Hobie in it, is Hotel Rwanda. The brutality of the event is based on alone makes it hard to watch. It really gets pushed over the edge during the scene where the hotel manager, played by Don Cheadle, goes out to look for people and discovers he is driving over bodies. It's horrific.
Yeah, that's a rough scene. He's right.
And then Roy McMillan says, Joker, I won't watch it again.
Okay. I haven't watched it.
I didn't think it was bad, but, you know.
Well, he didn't say it was bad. Yeah,
that's a good point.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a good movie that you just can't watch.
Good point.
Again.
I guess he's right, because I don't, unless someone was like, let's watch Joker, I don't really see myself being like, hey, y'all, let's fire this up. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Let's flip it over to the Instagram, which we got some answers on the Insta, which I appreciate. Steve Zero says, any sexy time movie that you shot yourself, it prominently features your unwashed butthole instead of what you thought you were pointing your phone at. Not speaking from experience. That's funny.
If we were giving out a prize, that for sure is the winner of the week.
For sure. That's hilarious. Fucking.
I appreciate, though, that the qualifier is a good movie or a great movie that you can't watch again. So kudos to making a great movie, apparently, about your unwashed
yes,
butthole.
Exactly. Like, is this a Spielberg? Wow.
I mean, you can really tell from the cinematography and
look at the shadows.
The choice. What daring choices he's making. Did he just wink?
Sai, he says, as soon as I saw this question, for me, I knew the answer. The Big Blue Ball. If you've seen it before, you know why. It's a beautiful film, but it left me in a funk for 3 or 4 days. I'm not familiar with The Big Blue Ball. Hey, but familiar with some blue balls. Oh!
Yeah, anyway.
But that's all I got over here.
All right. Well, on Twitter, our pal Mr. Jackal says, any of the Lord of the Rings. So he watched them all in the theaters, but couldn't sit through 35 minutes when I brought them home on DVD. Fair enough. Those are, you kind of got to be in the mood to watch those, for me anyway.
Yeah.
You know, but they're good. I have watched them multiple times. Like you said, I think I mentioned Lord of the Rings, actually, because you were like, dude, I have the long cut. And I was like, yeah, I do too. And it's still tough to watch them. But like I said, yeah, because remember, I was like, but you can fast forward the slow parts if you need to at home. So it does have that advantage.
Right.
At Pittsburgh Nerd says Schindler's List, which you said last week, which makes total sense. Garrett says Grave of the Fireflies, which I can understand that. That's a tough one to probably watch again. And let's see. Yeah, that's all there. So Cheeto says, and of course he, Hobie'd it. He says, in no particular order, Titanic. He said, leaves me with a sinking feeling.
Oh, jeez.
You're lucky we don't have the soundboard. Casino says, always bet on black or something.
Wait a minute.
I think that's the right movie. No. Marley and Me, which, it's understandable because, Owen Wilson's terrible. No, I'm kidding. The Passion of the Christ. He says, I saw the ending coming a mile away.
God damn it, Cheeto.
Terrible. Yeah. American History X. That's one I didn't even think about. But yeah, that's a movie I have seen, and it was tough to watch the first time. The second time, the curbing scene is still fucking horrible to watch again. He mentioned anyone's teeth bothering them. The bathroom scene is pretty awful too, where he gets brutally raped. He says Bone Tomahawk. You ever wonder what it was like to wishbone a guy with a big ass axe? Just need to watch it once, but a great movie. I don't think I've even heard.
I've heard of him. I've not watched it. Yeah.
He says The Mist. Says my memory's a little foggy, but I feel like once you see the ending, there's no reason to rewatch it, which is very true. And I think that's kind of what I was saying about like some of the movies I mentioned last week, because once you know the ending, it kind of ruined. Maybe one rewatch, and then
watched. You know, no, that was The Fog we watched with Megan for her podcast a while ago.
I didn't.
I've only
done her show once.
Just me. Sorry, Brian. Because I've been on her show a few times. Yeah.
Yeah, we watched that. Was it that Ghidorah or whatever?
Yeah, King Ghidorah.
That was great. Yeah. So he enjoys he also says he enjoys the bracket segment of the show.
Not this week.
The salty language word segment. And thanks for the Patreon posts. Thanks for contributing, sir.
Thank you for your service.
Right. Thank you for your cervix?
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So you have 1 through 7 this week.
How about 3? Dun, dun, dun.
3. All right. If you could create a museum about any subject, what would it be? Services.
Steve Zero's dirty asshole. Obviously.
Obviously. Like, it's just, there is something about going and seeing it on the IMAX. Or the brown IMAX, if you
Definitely
will.
The brown IMAX. Ah, shit. Let's see here. If I could open up,
I can really see the flex around it. Anyway, yeah.
If I could open up a museum,
is it somehow even more unwashed?
Well,
no, that's just HD, man.
Well, I know exactly what sort of museum we're opening up here. All right, so it's kind of gonna be like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but it's the Salty Language Studios presents the Podcast Hall of Fame, featuring Salty Language and friends.
Oh, so it's just us.
Just us.
Yeah. No, it's like this huge building. It's all us, and there's just like a closet.
Yeah, that's like, what it just says, and friends.
Yeah, it's just the exit. Ooh.
But
the gift shop is like 5 times bigger than the end friends.
Exactly.
In fact, it's mostly just gift shop.
Man, I think we've made some legendary friends in the podcasting world. Because I'm not gonna lie, if you're a popular comedian and you start a podcast, you got built-in listeners. So it's got to be Salty Language and friends, us small-time folks.
Yeah,
it's gonna be like one of those museums. Like, I didn't realize this till a couple weeks ago. Apparently, we've got an antique popcorn machine museum in Holland, Ohio, really? Very close to us.
Okay. All right.
So it's gonna be like one of those museums, and you're just driving and be like, did you see that? We got to pull over and check that out.
Right.
Like the pencil sharpener museum I went to in Hocking Hills.
Right. Along those lines, do you know what I think mine would be? Because I think it'd be really cool for me anyway, is like a shot glass museum.
You got so many.
And there's been so many really neat ones made over the years. Like different shapes and designs and stuff that I think that would
exist.
I'm sure somebody's got one, right? Yeah. If so, hopefully it's close. It's going to be in like Washington or something. Jerks.
Sons of bitches. Let's see here. Actually, Brian, it doesn't look like it.
Oh, shit.
There's
time to get my
what's coming up, unless they're SEO or whatever the hell you call that is really shitty. The Shot Glass Museum,
right?
It's everything is like the Navy SEAL Museum. Oh, you can get SEAL shot glasses. The Winston Cup Museum, you can get it's like the museum gift shops are coming up. Yeah, the National Mustard Museum. All right, I gotta go.
Hopefully it's right next door to the National Sandwich
Hell
Museum.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Yeah. Because that was going to be my other one, which I'm sure it has to exist, right? It has to be a sandwich museum.
Yeah, I don't know anymore. I thought for sure a shot glass museum would be a thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's real anymore. Sandwich museum. Well, they got the Sandwich Museum of Glass.
I don't quite think that's what I want because I don't like glass sandwiches.
Yeah, me neither. Trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like the Sandwich Glass Museum is their jam right there.
Nice. I'll open it up next door to the shot glass museum.
Yeah, now we're talking. Yeah. You just need the beer and the bump museum.
Yep. Yeah. You know, I was reading a thread on Twitter the other day that was basically like, you know, what's something like basically like what's something from your job that nobody knows kind of a thing. And it was a really interesting thread.
I love stuff because like a lot of,
usually if I see a thread, I'm just like, nope, and just keep scrolling. But the one that stands out to me the most was a guy talking about being a welder and how because he welds, he gets like metal fragments in his eyes. So before he does like he can't go for an MRI without going for, I forgot what kind of test first.
Oh, to make sure he doesn't have eyeball shards.
Yeah, because those magnets will literally explode his eyes. And someone else was like, you know, as an MRI tech, basically can confirm kind of thing. And they're like, we have a shutoff thing that dumps the magnet, but by the time we're able to do that, the damage will already be done. I was like, oh God.
Yeah, because someone's got to hit probably a big red button. You know?
Yeah, and then it's still got to power down. Yeah. I was like, oh man, that sounds horrible. So there's some real good ones in there, but boy, that one really stood out because I was like, Jesus Christ.
I mean, if we could anonymously ask people in our listener base what's something about your job that people don't know so they don't get busted, that'd be pretty fun.
That's what there were quite a few people who basically were like, I can't comment on anything from my current job, but in previous jobs,
wink, wink.
Right. You know, and a lot of them were ones I've heard before. Like one guy said he's an IT guy and he's like, basically 90% of my job is Googling whatever the problem is.
I've definitely heard that before.
Yeah. So there were quite a few of those, or that a lot of times, you can get rooms cheaper through the actual hotels app rather than these third-party apps and different stuff and, whatever. So, yeah. Like I said, I retweeted it if anyone follows me, if they want to go read it. And there's a lot of comments. So, and there's probably been more added to it since, because I've seen a lot of people retweet the thread. So I could see people adding, I haven't gone back, but I read quite a few. And then I was like, all right, I've read like 100 of these. I need to quit.
I've seen enough.
Yeah. There's some, like I said, there's some really interesting stuff in there though. 'Cause things you would not necessarily know, but I love those kind of threads because
they're always interesting.
Well, that's where like a lot of these, blah 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 hacks come from that you see on Reddit or TikTok, I guess.
Exactly.
That's like, hey, if you go here, do this because this is better or whatever. So.
Well, I wish I would have seen that thread. I could put my GameStop hack on there.
Yeah, that's it.
Damn it, missed my chance.
I'm sure GameStop would love you putting that in there.
I mean, you got to know the inside moves.
Yeah, you're right. Wish I would have thought of it sooner.
Asked.
Well. Yeah, I guess. All right. Well, there you go. That's the show proper, and we'll have our insult word at the end here. So, in the meantime, go check out saltylanguage.com. Click on all the links. Check out the show notes. You can find the link to the network we're part of, which is the Tangent Bound Network, which can be found at tangentboundnetwork.com. So please go check out the other shows there. Or if you're looking for a network for your show, go join us. And if you happen to talk to Mark over there,
just let him know I'm opening up a Tangent Bound wing soon in the Museum of Salty Language Museum of Podcasting Friends.
Right.
Or featuring, I can't remember what I even said.
And the wing will be a little bigger if you were to happen to get some cigars.
Yes. If you want it to be a BW3 wing, just whatever. But if you want a rooster wing, I'm gonna need a couple sticks.
Payola,
sweeten the pot there.
Yeah, it's understandable.
It's how business works, Brian.
Got to grease the hands. I understand.
Exactly.
Yep. All right. If you want to reach out to us on social media, you can find the show on Twitter at salty_. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Stunami.
You can find me on Instagram at The Monotony. And you can also find me on YouTube as well at All the Beers on YouTube. Haven't really done much, but I'm there, I promise. And of course, I do exist. You can find the show on freaking TikTok at Salty Language. Having a lot of fun making dumb shit, but I do kind of cross post them wherever I'm allowed to. I don't want to get shut down for a week again, YouTube.
Right.
Looking at you. Oh yeah, we also have a Patreon. We love our Patreon people. They love us. It's a big orgy of love. And I'm just saying, if you want to check out some bonus content and future brackets and our nonsense will probably be popping up there. I'm probably going to listen to Creed on there. Just throw in an extra little $3. Not even, it's cheaper than a cup of coffee. At least if you're going to Starbucks.
Right.
And patreon.com/saltylanguage. Brian, what else you got?
You can find my other podcast anywhere you find podcasts. It's called The Crazy Life. And it's me, Jen, and Henno usually, or some combination of like two of us, talking about mental health, just our journeys through life, and just addiction, recovery, depression, my current journey with learning more and more about neurodivergence, and things that I really feel strongly that I'm finding out about myself, that a lot of the things that I felt were, wrong, and trying to figure out where they came from actually are a lot of them seemingly maybe from the same source, kind of a thing. So that's been real eye-opening. So yeah, if you want to listen to that, go check us out. Like I said, The Crazy Life is the name of that show.
Nice.
Yep. I feel like there was something else I was going to say here, but I don't know. All right. Well, let's go to the insults or whatever of the week. This week, it's... Did we do this one before? Scabberlatcher?
Sounds familiar, kinda. What's the definition?
A vacation or a break from work.
Oh.
Says it's someone who avoids hard work like it's their job.
Oh boy, I know a bunch of those, but no, actually we haven't done that. It sounds very similar to one we've done before, though.
Yeah,
I think it was like the Jabberwocky, the dancing light up people.
Naturally.
Yeah.
We always talk about Jabberwockies.
I love Jabberwockies.
Yeah. So there you go. Yeah, it says the next time you catch someone dozing off at their desk, hit them with this one, even if it's just under your breath.
I mean, if you said it to them, they're probably like, what?
Yeah. What?
Yeah. Huh?
Huh? So once again, it's Scabberlatcher.
Scabberlatcher.
For somebody who avoids work like it's their job. So, like Beetle Bailey, if you're familiar with that cartoon.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
or comic, I should
say. I know a guy, and I do consider him a friend, and
I'm right here.
He's one of those dudes that absolutely does more at work to not work than just to work.
Yeah. Yep.
And I'm always just like, it's just fascinating to me.
Dude, you could just do the work. It's easier.
Yeah. Crazy, but whatever. It is what it is.
Yep. All right. So there you go. That's your insult for the week. And with that, as always, have a beer. You'll be fine.
I guess I'm going to go stay salty, everybody, much like a Firehouse sub.
Yep.